bezel strip comes in two main heights. You get 3mm, which is the shorter one, and 5mm, which is the deeper one. So the shorter one is usually used for smaller stones or stones that are particularly shallow, so you don't need a very tall wall. And the taller 5mm is normally used for either bigger stones or stones with a great big deep wall to it. These ones are both 0.3mm thick, so it's really thin, soft and squishy, which makes it nice and easy to rub over your stones. Now some people like to use thicker wire, but again, because this is the first time we're doing it, we're going to be concentrating on standard bezel strip. If you were working with a particularly tall stone, you can just buy fine silver as sheet metal in its own right. So you could buy any, width, height, dimension, thickness that you want for the project that you're working on. You can also get fancier bezels. So for example, this is bearer wire, or sometimes it'll get called a step bezel. So it's the same as the bezel wire, but can you see it's got another little bit soldered to the inside of it? So the point of that is I could form this round my stone so the stone sits on that little high bit, so it would make the setting look bigger. It would make a very thin stone seem as if it was a lot bigger than it was, seem as if it was cut to a higher dome than it actually is in reality. And you can also get fancy bezels, or gallery strip. So this is a little pronged bezel wire, which again you would rub those little prongs over the curve of your stone, so you'd work with it in the same way. You just have to be careful because this one is super easy to melt. And then you can get a whole host of fancy, normally called gallery strip, or fancy wires that you can wrap around the outside of your stone for decorative effect. But with these, you either need to wrap them around the outside of a bezel setting that you've made or purchased, if it's a pre-made one, and then you can wrap a bit of that around the outside of it. Or you need to glue your stone into the setting, because with these ones you're not able to rub them over the curve of the stone. They are just there to look nice and pretty. And this little sparkly one.